Well, here we are, December the 19th, and Christmas is right around the corner. Yeah, I love Christmas time. Even with the bad times that we're having with our administration and et cetera, and gas prices through the ceiling, and all the camaraderie about, the ships in the ocean not giving us parts. We got to have cheer wherever we're at, whatever country we're in. And this is all about the old metal shaper. This is going to be part 6. I actually did a part 6, and I felt like after I looked at it and posted it, I was whining. Yeah, an old man near 70. I was begging for help with this glop because everything on the manuals was in German. Never tore into a shaper before, but this is going to be a true part 6 because we had to figure it out. And with a good friend of ours, Mr. Pepper, I'm going to give you a shout out. You brought your grandson up here, and I am, phone illiterate kind of and computer illiterate a little bit, but he showed me how to do the Google Translate. And it helped out tremendously. So, Mr. Pepper, my neighbor, if you're watching this, you give that young man a big thank you, and I will too, again, when I see him. Because once I translated it and started getting through, it was just a service manual on the glop, which I absolutely, right now, am in doubt that it's a 450. I think it's a 425. The bed measures up here across from A to Z 32 inches, but the bed only measures 14 inch by 14 inch by 17 inch deep, and it's out there sitting on the slab. There's no badges on here, unfortunately, but I did watch the other videos to other guys that have these glops. It looks identical, and I won't put it up there. I'll post his link to his, 3 or 4 part on a glop. But I think I actually got a 425. And I may be even wrong there. But this thing is a beast. So I went dumpster diving. Yep. The phone that I was using before was a Android nice phone. Shattered it all to pieces. So now I'm on a Pixel 3 that has always given me havoc. And I hope this video turns out okay. But you guys give me a comment down below. Anybody goes dumpster diving has lost their glasses, lost their billfold, broke their cell phone. Be a nice year's end, chuckle. But I went in after a bunch of parts my neighbor threw away. Come back with some good parts. A lot of scrap metal. A lot of new stuff that he just wasn't going to put on his shelf anymore. It was worth it. A lot of copper that I can make in some of the old big soft type M copper that I can make shims and softeners for the lathe and the mill and whatever. So this old hoarder's got some more stuff to, take care of. And but anyhow, we're off subject. This is on the glop, and I had shot a video earlier trying to get the RAM off. Let's take some quick walks around, and I'm also going to be bragging on the boom lift that I put on the welding fixture table. It handled a number 3 arbor press this morning. I had to get it off the table. It's handled it fine. The outriggers worked out great. It handled the ram fine. And when you start looking at this stuff, you're going to say, oh no. Oh yes, it did. It handled it great. So let's get back to the glop. Now, one thing I didn't know about, and I watched over there, now Everett, I'm going to brag on you. Your little shaper back there in 2019 that you were rebuilding a lot smaller, like 4 or 5 times smaller than this one. But you turned on the light up here about the way you had to pull that ram arm that goes back and forth off the bull gear. And I was a little leery of punching out that shaft, so we're going to go over a few details. And then anybody else that's got to take a head off and totally strip them down, I'll be glad to thoroughly go through some details on a future video, like part 7. And maybe tonight we'll get a few of those done. But let's turn this thing around and go to town. All right, the ram is off, and yes, unfortunately, graphite grease everywhere. Now, there is, I haven't tried to clean any of this because I might have to put a catch pan under here, but no serious marring, scoring. This is, if I pushed on this, that is caked up graphite grease. Bull gear all looks good. Let's see if we can get you some decent pictures down here. Now, the electrical cable is going to be coming out. This whole thing is going to get stripped down and degreased, inspected thoroughly. But the ram give me fits. Now, understanding when I did the Google Translate, Kurt is the gentleman's name, and the Aubin is the company. So I've got some contacts now through the Google Translate. Monday or so I'll give them a call and see if they don't have a complete rebuild manual. Now down here, this big old pin drives from the other side. It had to come out to drop down the pitman arm down. That is right here. And the wife and I have worked here real diligently, and I lashed it off real well. We pulled the pin, we eased her down, and she's sitting on the bottom right now. Now let's go over to the ram itself. Not going to be a glorified video, but you can see, maybe I can get you a good shot. There's the Acme screw that adjusts the rim in and out, and that right there, I won't roll it over tonight, but you can see down here that hole. I had to go from the bottom side and clip off the pin. Now that would be the same pin that was here, but I need to leave this in the end. And then we took a little small porter power and pushed this out, cleared the ram, and bingo, it turned everything loose, nice and gentle, and a lot of detailed cleanup. I've already had it upside down. The waves look really good. Now here's the big flywheel that come off. Haven't put it on a scale, but it's all this old man can do to pick it up. And there's the welding fixture table and that boom, and worked out great. Outriggers come out. If I need to, I can reverse those, put 200 pounds on the other side, and then I can get right up against something, but worked out like a chimp. Now the chore is getting in and stripping it completely down. This is the electrical switch box, and has a 50 hertz newer style 3-phase motor. So I was real lucky there. Everything looking really good. Bakelite. I thought this was maybe phenolic, but these are Bakelites. Fortunately, all 4 are good. But right here, this adjuster is Bakelite. It is missing. So, like Everett's got over there. No, it wasn't Everett. It's another one. I'll have to remember back. I think it was Tim. But anyhow, I've got to get this where I've got the, and it'll probably end up being aluminum, but this adjuster's gone. So far, everything in really, really good shape. Now I've already took out the nuts on the front of the spring, and then I've got to get down on my back tomorrow, and there's a keeper underneath there, but that's another day's project. And all the gears, I showed them on 6 that I started, but here we'll show you again. It is caked with graphite grease. I haven't found a broke tooth anywhere, so I'm real fortunate. I'm gonna get over here real quick. Here's the motor. Yeah, that rubber bushing in really good shape. It goes up against the flywheel. And we'll continue even before Christmas, get this thing stripped completely down. Yeah, if you can see the Bakelite. You guys that are old like I am, you remember our radios used to be made out of Bakelite. And that's just a nice cover. But let's lay this down here just a second. Kind of moving the camera around. This is a Dayton needle filer that one of my wonderful neighbors, and Mr. Pepper, thumbs up. I really appreciate it. I hadn't tried to put any air to it, but I will service it well and love it with tender care. Will not leave this property. Thank you, sir, so much for the gift. And I think the wife's going to owe you a bunch of cookies, and I'm going to owe you some upholstery work, but that needle scaler is really going to help to clean this up. Not for sure if I can put freeze on these canned aerosol and remove that without damage. If not, I want to do a good job of cleaning around it and leaving that badge. Now I am missing some parts right here. There was the adjuster tool hole rack that was set there. I don't know exactly why it was missing, and do have all the doors, which are the flop covers for that and the guard. But we have our work cut out. A lot of degreasing going on, and so for the end of the year, this is maybe the last video. Maybe the next time you see it, it'll be setting over in that corner over near the lathe, and setting up on I've got to build a containment when I start cleaning it. I'm not going to sandblast. Going to degrease it with the good old purple degreaser, get it all down, neutralize it, and inspect everything and get her back together. It's going to be a fun piece of equipment for Bear's Rod Shop. And Rusty, or Michelle, or Rusty, I call him Michelle. They're your little shaper. Love watching you. Steve Summers, Adam Abom, everybody's got shapers. I have started subscribing to everybody that's got not only shapers, but that are teaching these old farts like myself, machining and different things. And shaper's going to be a real avenue to this shop. May God bless. Wonderful holidays. Please subscribe. Hit the notification bell on the way out. And enjoy the family over the holidays. Be safe. We're out of here.